My next Patreon question is from Master of Gaming, who would like to know was an unreleased movie I want to see released. So thinking about this question, there are a number of movies that come to mind. Of course, the most infamous example of an unreleased movie is The Day the Clown Cried, Jerry Lewis's Holocaust drama about a clown who gets sent to the camps. There's such a fascination around this movie that there was even an Animaniacs episode that crossed a parody of that production with Apocalypse Now. I've definitely been curious about The Day the Clown Cried for a long time, although its release has long been prevented due to legal issues Lewis had with the producers. Portions of footage in the movie have been released here and there, including the infamous ending where the clown leads children to the gas chambers. What has been made publicly available provides a glimpse of what could have been and how sensitively it handles the topic. There have also been conflicting reports about whether a final cut even exists. Some say it does, others say it doesn't. Notably, the print that Lewis donated to the Library of Congress before he died was only a rough edit with a bunch of alternate takes and behind-the-scenes material spliced in. Nonetheless, it would be interesting to see what the entire film is like, and maybe someone will release it one day. Orson Welles has a long list of movies he tried to make that never made it past pre-production or never finished. The Other Side of the Wind was one famous production that did finally get released after the footage was assembled and eventually acquired for distribution by Netflix. However, a Welles film that never got finished and released was It's All True. This was filmed in South America as part of the Good Neighbor policy that the United States government implemented to strengthen their relationship with the continent during World War II. However, RKO became uninterested in releasing the movie, and while a bit of footage was later edited into other films, It's All True was never completed. Welles himself even washed his hands of the movie. Next to the missing original ending, The Magnificent Ambersons, this is probably one of the most sought-after Welles curiosities, so hopefully it can be dug up one day. For something more recent, there was the DreamWorks Animation movie Boo! Bureau of Otherworldly Operations. It was originally going to be released in 2015, but at the last minute, DreamWorks decided not to. There are quite a few sequences that made it online, some in rough animation form and others completed. Centering on a world of ghosts and ghost catchers, it certainly looks like it could have been something entertaining. It's also fascinating thinking about the alternate universe, where it did get released, and its director, Tony Leonis, went on to direct something else for DreamWorks instead of directing the Emoji Movie. Of course, we all know about the recent films cancelled by Warner Brothers for a tax write-off. Thankfully, The Day the Earth Blew Up and Coyote vs. Acme have been saved, but Batgirl looks like it will remain in the can for a long time. It really stinks for everyone involved that it was not released, not due to some controversy or because the directors decided they did not want it to. It was because of corporate decisions and possibly on the word of the accounting department. Maybe in the future, someone at Warner Brothers will decide to let the film be released, but for now it looks like it'll be stuck in a vault for a long while. Now, I know the question specified movies, but a project that was filmed and edited but never got a chance to be publicly seen was the Lizzie McGuire revival that was going to be on Disney Plus in 2020. Disney even promoted it at the beginning of the year, but apparently not liking where the creator was taking Lizzie's story, they cancelled it after the first 2 episodes had been completed. Apparently it had more adult themes than the original series, reflecting Lizzie growing up, but that could have been resolved by putting it under Hulu instead. What they should do is combine the 2 episodes into a special to let Lizzie McGuire fans get a chance to experience it and share their thoughts. They should also release it as a tribute to Robert Carradine, who sadly passed away recently. Then you have interesting cases of movies that did get released, but only for a short theatrical run and have since become inaccessible. There was an animated IMAX movie titled Cyberworld 3D, which played for time on IMAX screens, but has never gone released on home media. Likely because of the use of clips from The Simpsons and Ants, and so getting it released now would require permission from Disney and Universal. Meanwhile, there are several movies from the silent and early talkie era that are basically lost. A notable example is Ernst Lubitsch's film The Patriot, which was Paramount's first movie with spoken dialogue. It's also the only Best Picture nominee that is not available in its complete form. A reel was found in Portugal, an example of how lost films or portions of lost films can be found in the most random places, but anyone trying to watch every Best Picture nominee won't be able to because of the current status of The Patriot. Anyway, are there any completed and unreleased movies you would like to see become available? Let me know in the comments, and thank you for the question, Master.